Hi, everybody. Welcome to Powwow. So excited to see so many of you here. My God, I love seeing the numbers. It's really nice that we're getting back to having lots of people on
Love
our
it.
2 weekly trainings. So, just a reminder, guys, what these are. We have these every 2 weeks-ish, sometimes 3 weeks apart, depending on what the month looks like, whether we've got like a busy month or where we are. The idea behind them is we normally spend about the first 10 minutes just talking about what's happening within Scentsy, as in like what's coming, whether there's anything you need to be aware of, any news that we've got. And then we normally spend the second part answering questions. And today we've got some consultant speakers who are going to share with you how they are working right now, how they're getting their PRV. We've also got one consultant in particular that has double promoted this month from from
Woohoo!
consultant to lead to star. So I know you're going to be, wanting to hear like what's happening, how are they doing this? Because, I'm excited. I feel like the momentum is coming back to what it used to be. So
Uh,
we're excited.
100, yeah, 100%. And what's lovely, when I looked who was going to come on and talk, it's people from all different levels, different ranks, people that are new, some people have been in longer, because like we said on the phone earlier, we could do this all day. Like we could literally sit and do this all day. We wouldn't get much else done. But it's really important that you hear from other people, and because that momentum is definitely coming back. There's a real energy throughout the business at the moment. And some of you might not have promoted. Some of you might look at the promotions and think, oh, actually, but you need to understand like these promotions, sorry, I need to admit people. These promotions can and do happen to people and are possible. So I love that it's starting to build again, and you're going to hear from a whole range of people tonight. So about different topics as well. All, some of them work their business very differently. So yeah, lots of top tips to come this evening.
Okay, so I'm going to kick off with the planning ahead document, guys, as we always do. Lots of things are obviously have already happened. So I'm not going to go through everything in complete detail, but just a reminder, we have got catalogue promotions that are under your curated bundles. If you're not using them, I know I've not utilized them at all this month, and I'm going to put some focus in them towards the back end of the month. Do go and check those out. If you're running out of things, I don't know how you'd be running out of things to share. There's so much to share at the minute. But if you're running out of things to share, or you're a little bit overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know where to start with those curated bundles because they're not discounted, but they are huge. You've got your Autumn Essentials bundle for the pods and your 6-bar bundle. You've also got your fragrance flowers there, Bloom and Comfort. I love that name. Fragrance flowers, your Eat, Drink and Be Scary 3-bar bundle. And then you've got your Life, a Breath of Fresh Air room spray bundle. So loads happening within the curated bundles. A great way to advertise those is to find some flyers if they haven't already been made, or take a real life picture with you with one of the products from the bundle, post it, and then say, did you know we have curated bundles already made up for you? Direct people to look at your website, because if you're not using that, because it's a really fantastic tool. I will just say, if you haven't got your website activated this month and next month, go do it. It's probably the only month I would say go and spend your money, because you will get PWS orders at this time of the year. People are going to be ordering left, right, and centre
Yeah.
willy-nilly. If you're not, this is a good time to really get people. Look, if you want it quicker, it's for a gift, get it on my website. So if you haven't got that activated, it's easy enough to do, especially if you didn't take it when it first was out. You would have got it free for 3 months. So if you didn't take it then, you can go and activate it now and you'll get your first 3 months for free, regardless where you are in your Scentsy journey. So if you haven't done that, go take advantage of it. Okay.
Definitely. And never assume that people won't order on your website, because they will. Don't think, oh, if they're not going to do it, like don't not offer them the opportunity. And the more, was it Laura Jenkins that you said, Lace? Like she had loads last month, and she said, you were like, what have you been doing? You were like, just share my website link, like just over and over again.
And people, I think, are getting more accustomed to just shopping. I spent £6 on delivery with the wheel powders that we got, Laura. It was £6 delivery for those boxes. I don't know whether you noticed that. And that was £6 shipping. And I was like, oh, that's the first time I've noticed my shipping be the same price as Scentsy. Lots of companies are falling in line with
Yeah.
this type of price. So at the minute, it doesn't look particularly high, although we still feel like it's high. I don't know why. We just always feel like that because Royal Mail haven't hiked their prices up completely yet, but it won't be long. They won't be far behind, I can promise you. So you utilize it as much as you can. Exactly. Don't mention it. People don't notice it. Literally get it out there. Keep working your websites. Just reading that in the chat there. Okay, so the next thing just to touch on, so products that have launched. Tonight we've had Friends. Tell us in the chat, did anyone sell any amazing Friends products? Give yourself a little shout out in the chat if you did, if you've got someone teetering on the edge as a maybe, or maybe you just treated yourself. Let us know. I believe it's all selling quite well at the moment. And we are doing very well with that launch, which is good. That's good. We want to see that. We want to see those launches doing really well. I personally didn't sell any this time. However, I need to advertise the bar because I definitely had people that liked the bar last time. Not for me at all.
I've got somebody told me she's going to shop on my website. She hasn't yet. So I will obviously be popping a little message and going, did you know it's live?
Yeah, also, guys, really good opportunity. Those of you that use email, this is a really good opportunity to email your customers and let them know that Friends has launched. Because people will just literally shop on your website for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
There are lots of Friends, absolute fanatics out there. So if you haven't done it, use your emails. It's really easy to do. And I'm not going to harp on about that again, but if you're not sure, you can watch our powwow from 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, and I talked about email marketing on there and how to do it. So if you haven't checked that out, do. Okay, we've still got to come the Sugar Chalet Warmer and the Wax Bundle, which I think is like highly anticipated. I'm excited for that to launch. I think that's going to be a big seller. I think that will sell out personally. And then we've also got Laura's favorite, the Disney Princess Collection, which will be at some point in the month. I don't know the dates for those. I don't know whether dates was actually given. I'll have a look in a moment. There might be someone that says, oh, I know what the dates are, but I know Sugar Chalet. People have been asking me about that. I feel like a lot of people are like, do we know when that's coming? Do we know? Do we know? Do we know? And I don't know. We know no more than you guys know. So that is that. And then, okay, this one I'm excited to talk about. It's World Tour has launched. Laura, do we know, has Reading sold out again, or is it still available at the moment?
I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't know,
We'll
actually. What did he say it was like another 50?
Not sure. I know they opened up more tickets. I'm just going to have a look on the website. Tell us in the chat if you're going to World Tour, where are you going? I'd love to know because we can't see.
Let me see if there's anything on there. It's just
It doesn't say at the moment that it's sold out.
no.
I haven't seen it anywhere. Now, Scentsy opened up a few more tickets to Reading because we was on their case. So if you are thinking about it and you're not sure what it is, let's just try and explain in a nutshell. First of all, events are like mine and Laura's favorite thing in the world. Second of all, it's an opportunity for you to get in a room with people in your team, with people in our wider teams. Come and chat to me and Laura in person rather than just for a computer screen. And maybe your directors as well, not just for a computer screen. And you also are going to get free training from home office, normally training from consultant speakers as well, where you take away lots of tips. You're going to smell all of the new products that will be coming. Believe it or not, we are talking like going into spring summer because believe it or not, we're almost like going to be heading in that direction at the end of February. Yes, February, I think. And then
because then we're going to transition.
Yeah, you also get a huge product kit list or kit as well that's worth more than the ticket that you pay.
Honestly, like everybody's writing in the chat, events will change your business. Like there is, whether it's something we put on, a Scentsy one, getting around other consultants will have such an impact on your business, on you as a consultant, on you as a person, I hope as well. Sorry, I'm just admitting someone in. There's nothing like getting in that room, because then what starts to happen is you start to build those relationships, and then when you go to future events, you bump into the same people, and you've maybe added them as a friend on Facebook, and then you start to share ideas and become accountable, and you start to meet people outside of this team as well. Like our team is wonderful, obviously, but our teams come collectively. But yeah, there is the ticket prices, hand on my heart, and I mean this in all sincerity, the ticket prices don't even scratch the surface of what it's actually worth to your business. I remember as clear as crystal going to my first event, and Holly Baker playing, it was before The Greatest Showman came out, and I was with Gemma Owens, who's no longer a consultant, and my sponsor Kelly, and I literally sat in that room and they played This Is Me, and I just remember sitting in that room and thinking, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place with the right people around me. I was a lead consultant, I think, at the time. And yeah, from that point onwards, like, I never missed an event. Like, it honestly, I can't describe it. Honestly, can you tell? I'm like, oh my God, I can't, you need to go. So if you haven't experienced it, honestly, guys, get involved. It is like the best thing ever.
Do you know what's really amazing as well, guys? Generally, because all the events, so you've got Belfast is on the 7th of Feb, Edinburgh is on the 8th of February, Manchester the 10th, 14th of February is Birmingham, and 15th of February is Reading. You can go to any of them, and you can also go to more than one if you're prepared to pay for more than one. You can also bring a guest, I will just add. But whichever one you decide to go to, you will, as Laura say, you will feel the connections more than anything. But what like for example with Reading last year, we stayed in the hotel, and then after the event was finished, for me the best bit is after the event's finished when we all get together. We played games in the hotel lobby, in the bar, chatted, we had a few drinks together. That's really where like your friendships start to form and you start to find new bonds and you meet new people. Yeah, if you go to your workstation, go across the top and go down to more on your tabs, click on more and go down to events, and you can actually book a ticket there. Do not be afraid to book somewhere because you'll be that you don't know anybody. I
Yeah,
promise you, when
100%.
you go, you will come home with one new friend minimum. I never forget Claire Evenden last year. I don't know if Claire's on here, but when Claire went and was very anxious and very like, she knew people but didn't know them like in person. And I mean, she went and sat down in the end outside because she was like, and I said to her, are you okay? And she was like, Lisa, I'm absolutely fine, but I'm so buzzing and so electric, but I just need to take 5 minutes. I think Dan had even spent an hour chatting to Claire outside about her business and about how she was feeling. And I feel like it was game changer for so many people. So sorry guys, I've got a really itchy nose. My hay fever is literally off the chart. So this is like a perfect opportunity for you to come along, meet people that like struggle like you do, or might be in the same vibe as you. I know I left that training last year, and Katie, who's going to be talking in a bit, literally messaged me and said, that's just changed my business. I want to be a director. I want to be up there on that stage. And I was like, it's gonna happen for you, girl. And she's on promotion watch this month. So honestly, there's so much. So much.
Sarah Z, I don't know if Sarah's on tonight, forgive me, I need to look on the numbers, but on the participants. But Sarah came to our Essex event and had been a consultant for over a year, and walked out and voice noted me that evening and said, right, this is it. She went and she actually said, I'm going to stop doing Scentsy in secret, because she hadn't been posting anything on her social media. She went away from that event, and in that month sponsored a teammate, hit lead consultant, has been paid a title as lead consultant today, and her teammate is about to hit lead consultant as well. So like, that is the impact of events. And she's going on her stories and talk, like, it just, when you see people, do you know what I think it is for me? And I think, and I do, and again, this isn't speaking negatively of any other companies. What I love about Scentsy is you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to be a certain type of person. You don't need to like have loads, you know, it doesn't matter what job you've done, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not a glam event. It's not like, let's all put business suits and like you see other network marketing is doing. It literally is turn up. If you want to turn up in your pajamas, you come in your pajamas, girl. We will celebrate that. Okay?
Absolutely. Your authenticity isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. And you look around that room and you literally, for me, I just think I remember having moments like when people were speaking, or like you said, people were getting a coffee, and I literally stand in them rooms and I get goosebumps because I look around and I just think, anyone can do this. Like, anyone, everyone is special and unique in their own way and has their own special qualities. And I look around and there isn't like one type of Scentsy consultant, and it makes you realize that actually we're all amazing and we can all do this. And going to events, you get to actually see that in person, and it makes you think, right, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Like, they're all people just like we are, and you get to meet Home Office and you get to meet, you know, like amazing people. So honestly, come to World Tour. Oh, and sorry, what I was going to say was, about saying about being worried if you book somewhere and you don't know anyone. When registration has closed, we will both set up groups. I'll probably do it collectively this time, and then you can converse and you can say, right, who's going to this one, who's going to that one. We can hook you up with people to connect with people, so you will not be on your own.
100%. I actually think, Laura, this time we may be, because we've got so many going to so many different events, we'll set up a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, guys, we could talk about World Tour all evening, and I want to make sure that we get our guest speakers, give them enough time to chat, because so if that, I will just add that this, if you book World Tour, that also will hit your incentive. Please don't just book the World Tour if you are not planning to go. And I will say that because there's limited amount of seats, and I think that is happening at the moment. But I will just stress that if you know that you can't go, well, Scentsy are aware of this whole situation, and that I think they're working on things behind the scenes. And so don't be that person, okay? Because otherwise someone might miss out, and you know that you're not going to go. So just bear that in mind. Okay, join promotion is still running strong, the £45 kit. I think that's everything on our consultant planning ahead guide. So lots happening, lots still to come. World Tour is just exciting. Now I am excited to hand over. We've got lots of different speakers. Those of you that have said, oh, I'm happy to speak, feel free. What we've asked, guys, we've basically voice noted a few people and asked them to unmute at some point tonight and share, you know, what's working for them right now. Literally 5 minutes. They're not going to have to like speak for hours and hours. They can speak as long or as little as they like, but just what I'm doing at the moment. This is what's working for me in my business, and this is the impact it's having, because realistically that's what we want to talk to you about. So is there anyone that wants to go first? Yeah, Rihanna's just messaged me and said, can she go early? So Rihanna, you're going to go first. I can see you looking at me. If Laura can, if you want to click to unmute.
Right, hang on, let me go into gallery because then I can see you. Wave at me, Rihanna.
Rihanna Lipinski.
Right, got you.
See her.
Okay. There you go.
So guys, I'm going to give Rihanna a bit of an introduction. Rihanna has this month, she is our double promotion. She promoted to lead consultant and has just promoted to star consultant yesterday. I will just say as well, you need to listen to this lady, guys, because she is nearly at 3,000 PRV, Rihanna. Am I right in saying? Yeah. And which is absolutely insane PRV, and double promoted. So no pressure, Rihanna. It's Rihanna. Do you want to spotlight Rihanna, Laura?
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, yeah, let me add spotlight. Right, there we go.
So over to you, Rihanna.
Over to you.
Firstly, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I apologise, everyone, I'm in pyjamas. I've had treatment all day, so that's why I want to get it over and done with. I just want to start by saying I'm admired by a lot of people, the consultants. There's everyone that does these gift boxes, treat bags, and they look amazing. That doesn't work for me or my business. You know, it looks great and it's amazing, but it doesn't work. But that's okay. And I want everyone to know that not everything everyone does is going to work the same. I've realised my strengths in the last 2 months. My limitations, my restrictions are more than most. So my business strategy's changed since the Essex reunion, and I think the results reflect this, and considering I've had promotion after promotion now. I needed a way to grow without being creative, and that wasn't time consuming. I know everyone says work on your weaknesses. I don't have time. So I'm just purely focusing on my strengths and what I can do. I've mentioned it, one of my key personal challenges is creativity and time. Luckily, some of the Scentsy squads and everyone are really creative, so I could just copy their ideas. But I can't do elaborate samples. I'm not capable physically, mentally. Gift bags, again, I don't have the time to make them look as good as everyone else does, so I don't do it. But that's okay. I'm not able to fully commit to the extensive sort of like product presentations. So everything I do is simple, to the point, and intentional. yeah, the Essex reunion was my first event, and since then I've had a change. And actually listening to people in person, for anyone that's not sure about World Tour, if it's anything like the Essex reunion, you have to go. Like literally you do. Everyone's welcoming. I mean, I struggled to hear. Everyone made me feel welcome. You know, my cousin's amazing anyway, and I've known Lisa for years, but it was really nice, and it was good to see people that you've communicated with via email, text, in person. The way I have moved on really and developed the business as such, my key driver is parties. It really is. I had one party last month and I thought I did really well with PRV. Lisa just mentioned I'm literally like 200 from 3,000 PRV, and that is purely down to parties. It's the quickest way in for me to engage with people and get my customer bank up. Like I've got some really good customers and I love them, but not everyone wants to party. I did have my neighbour ask me and I said, yeah, fine, I'll do it. She had 23 guests. Everyone placed an order. So that gave me 1,500 PRV from one party that took me 2.5 hours. I don't have the time. I get exhausted, have really bad fatigue. So doing that kind of thing in a warm environment, especially in the winter, is perfect for me. I've also taken Lisa's idea and done a party in a box, which my sister-in-law's doing at her office next Friday. But I thought rather than just doing a party in a box, I'll send out rub and sniffs to them. Luckily, she's taken loads into the office in advance and I've just hand delivered the rest to reduce costs of shipping. But I've already had one order on her party. And I've said to everyone before, my party, that isn't why I want her to have it. I want her to have a party, so I've got a teamie. I'm going to flip the party once she's had it to show her how easy it is. And my aim is to get my sister-in-law as a new teamie. The teamies I've got are my mother-in-law, who just does it with her Weight Watchers Club, and my dad, who lets my mum order because, yeah, they do lots of orders. So my mum does it for her family now. So, yeah, that's how my teamies are at the moment. But I want to get a bigger team to do more work for me because I can't commit. The other thing is fates. I've already pre-planned my fates. I have free booked. I've had free booked. I'm not booking anymore because I know that it will be too much for me and it's not within my remit. But the good thing is about fates is it's a relaxed environment. People, if they want something, they can. People are always happy to order online now these days. I mean, how many times do you see an Amazon driver knocking on your door or knocking on your neighbour's door? You know, it's exactly the same. And even Amazon sometimes charge. So it's not the be all and end all about paying. People just want the delivery. So that's the main thing where I've got my stuff. I've also, in addition, I have had some success with intentional sampling. Again, I've heard from other people and doing it. I've given up giving the free scent circles and I will intentionally give a sample instead of like a scent circle. And my focus has been Christmas trees. I didn't really focus on the holiday collection, but I've sold 11 Christmas trees already and I expect to sell another 10 at least. So, you know, I was looking at the bigger value on PRV, what I could do with my time, but getting the most out of it. And because I know winter's a horrible time for me and my conditions, I've been preempting Christmas hampers. I've already sold 12 Christmas hampers and I'm using wooden crates I've already got. So I'm not using anything that's going to cost me any money. Luckily, I have the most amazing husband that's really supportive. And he will help do it. And actually, if anything, I can probably blag my sister to help me do it as well if I get ill. So I'm never committing to stuff that I'm not going to be able to achieve. And yeah, I have just literally kept it sustainable, kept it simple. And, you know, just one of my key points for anyone is to party. People buy from people. They don't buy the product a lot of the time. They buy, you know, from the person. I've bought things before and I think, why did I do it? And it was because the shop assistant, I really liked her, you know, or you go and buy a car. I mean, the car I didn't want the car that I got, but the guy was really good, so I ended up with it. It's just, you know, one of those things. It's, you buy from people, and the product Scentsy, it sells itself. I mean, even today I had a guy knock on my door. I have a flower in my hallway. He opened the door and straight away he's bought a flower from me. Okay, it was the one that I was going to change and put in, but he bought it. I gave it to him and he took a business card because my door, he opened it and he said, wow, that smells amazing. So it is just literally being happy about it, you know, being honest. And if people don't like it, that's fine. You know, it's not for everyone. Not everything is. And it's just accepting and being authentic.
Love that.
But yeah, that's, party.
Rihanna,
Get out your comfort zone and party.
you have literally, honestly, you are like my hero. Honestly, I can't even, you've literally given me like goosebumps, because you have just stripped back like to our core values, which is simplicity.
Yeah.
People really, really overcomplicate this business.
Yeah.
And you have just done what we did 7 and 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and
I mean, I absolutely adore the Biff bags, don't get me wrong, and the bags, I think they're amazing. And actually, for those consultants that have the time, I mean, if I could, I would, but I just don't, and it doesn't work for me. So people just have to know what's in their limit and what they're capable of.
Absolutely.
You know what? It's funny. I was talking to Georgie today, and I was telling her about what you had done, Rihanna. And I said to her, this was my analogy. I said, in my opinion, I would rather go and stand in someone's house for 2 hours and maybe sell 1,000, let's say I sell 1,000 PRV, for example, which is going to make me £250 in my pocket. That's what I'm going to get in commission out of going to do a party for 2 hours. If I sell 30 gift bags at £10 a pop, I'm going to probably get back 60 quid in my pocket. Now, we've got to look at, if you are trying to sort of make money here, guys, what, you know, and you've got to think gift bags. I think if I've got to sell 30, that's 30 messages. I'm going to send more than 30 messages. I've probably got to send 60 to 80 messages to sell 30, if not more. I've also then got to buy the stuff. I've got to make the bags up. And I was saying to Laura this week, my brain capacity is just not working in that way. I have to get creative. And I love the creative fluff. All of you guys have seen me do the creative shizzle, right? It just is not happening for me at the moment. I've got no idea why. It just will not come together. So when you think about it like that, for those of you that maybe are shying away from a party, but you're finding that you're spending a lot of your time making up bags, making up gift bags, doing little treats. I've just got to discount this, I'm discounting that. I urge you to do what Rihanna's done, because you might go to somebody's house and do an active order in 2 hours. An active order is still going to be £60 of in your pocket. That's £30 an hour. Tell me how many jobs you can go to and earn £30 an hour. If you did a party that was 1,000, 1,500 PRV, you just made like nearly £150 an hour for a couple of hours work. That's when you actually look at it like that. That's when I'm like, hold on a minute.
And also, from the back of having a party, 2 of the girls that attended, I'm now doing parties for them next month.
Yeah.
And with a different group of people, and they're going to buy as well. And if they're anything like, I would always recommend my host, the girl next door, she said to everyone, I'm going to share the credits. So everyone got something back. So everyone actually spent more because they knew they were going to get something back. And we gave everyone 2 weeks to pay. So it wasn't like, oh, I need the money today. I said, look, it's going to be at this date. And if anyone doesn't pay, we'll have to reduce it. But everyone paid and they all helped each other out and everything.
Great
Amazing.
tip.
Boom.
Really great tips. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Honestly, phenomenal. Like, cannot explain how amazing that message needed to be shared. Megan has just said, can I ask a question? Megan, drop any questions you've got in the chat, my love, and we will come back to them.
Yeah, or Rihanna will answer them.
I don't know whether you can hear me. Can you?
Oh, so yeah.
Sorry, I've got the puppy on my lap. It was just a really quick question. So I have a few disabilities as well, and I suffer quite badly with anxiety. So the first time that, obviously I've only joined like a couple of months ago, but I did a posting around. I did the leaflets. I made a sheet and did the scratch and sniff like stickers. Put through to people's doors, and I got about 10 doors down, and I had a panic attack, and it just completely put me off. obviously I've been working on like how I dealt with that and stuff, but I've still had, so I've sorry. I've made up my borrow bag. That's been ready to go for a couple of months now. But I get messages from people, obviously, that I don't know, saying, "Oh yes, can you drop it round to my house? And I'd like to use your borrow bag." And it gives me really bad anxiety, and I just don't know. I've had two messages so far, and I've said one of them was in Cornwall, so that's not obviously I'm not going to drop that around there. I'm in Essex. But yeah, I just feel I'm feeling quite anxious about stuff. So my daughter has a Halloween party on Sunday, and I've got a couple of my friends come in with their children. And I was going to just set up like a little table just of all Scentsy stuff, and just, when the kids are playing, I was going to say, well, why don't you come and have a look at this and stuff. But after the last like couple of weeks, I just feel really anxious about it, and I didn't know if there was any tips or hints or tips or whatever that you could give me that make me feel better.
I would just go for it and have it set up on the side, and then rather than even divert people's attention to it, warm something that's absolutely amazing that everybody walks in and goes, "That smells good." And what's that smell? And then it will naturally open up the conversation without you needing to feel like, okay, I've got to talk to people about the elephant in the room, which is my Scentsy that's set up over there. But they're coming to your house, I would 100% have it set up for your people that are a bit further afield. Like I would create the party in the box, which is in Scent Squad, Megan. If you search party in a box, I'm sure your Scent Squad are not good to sparkle, aren't you? Search that in Scent Squad, it will come up and it will show you what you can do. Or I'm sure Rihanna, if you message her, will be able to tell you what she put in hers, because then that's like a borrow bag that you can pop in the post, without you needing to give your actual whole borrow bag, if that makes sense. I would also, if you're worried about dropping it to people, see if they'll come and pick it up from you, because then you're in your comfort zone.
That's the big thing. It's I've been doing okay so far, and then it's when you're trying to like recruit people or get people in, that's where I've become a little bit like nervous and a bit anxious. But yeah, it's hard.
The thing is though, it how can I put this? It is going to be tricky in the beginning if that is something that you struggle with, but the more that you do something, and you, like they said, small steps and doing it in your comfort zone, you'll start to grow in confidence, because you'll be like, actually, I did that. Like, do you know what I mean? Check me out. I did that. Really good. And I was just going to read you a message, actually, funny enough, from one of my customers who, doing exactly what Lisa said about put something really strong on. She literally messaged me yesterday and said, "Hi, lovely. Sir, I need to order 6 bars of balsam spice because it was a massive hit this weekend. I had all the family over and they all walked in and loved it, and they all want to order a bar, please." So that wasn't her selling. I know she's a customer, but what I mean is, absolutely, if you just put something on that's super strong, like people will smell it and they'll ask you about it.
Yeah. Hoping so.
Okay. It will happen, Megan. It will all come together, I'm sure. Thank you for asking that. And Rihanna, thank you so much for sharing. I feel like there are lots of people that are now thinking, how can they get partying in the chat? I can guarantee you, they're all nodding like, yeah, I need to do this, right? They've spoke the sense tonight. So.
And if any of you want any tips, advice, guidance on any type of party, in both Scent Squad and Good Sparkle, there are things that have been shared before, but reach out to your sponsor, to your director, to Rianne, to Lisa or I, because we will help you. There is something we can send you to watch, to read, to learn about doing it, because the only way to learn is to do it. So don't think, oh, I don't know how to do that, because we can help you with that.
Who we got next, Laura? Who's
right? Okay, so Claire, are you good? Can I spotlight you? Are we good to go?
Waving.
Okay, add spotlight. Okay, so there we go. Hang on. Why can I not unmute you? Ask to unmute. There you go. Okay. Right, okay, so it must have been the universe today because Claire actually dropped into my inbox and was like, oh my God, I'm nearly at lead consultant. And I was like, oh my God, will you come and talk about that tonight, please? She was like, okay. So very on the cusp of hitting lead consultant. So over to you, my love. How have you done that? How's your mindset changed on promotions and stuff, and what's been working for you?
Okay, so I am super nervous, so just excuse me if I start stuttering. Pretty much I have got the excitement bug. So I started this just to give me kind of something else to focus on. Stuff was going on with family life, and I thought I need somewhere else to be, and came across Emma's thing on Facebook, clicked it, joined, and I'm here now, pretty much. But borrow bags, believe it or not, is what builds my business. Seriously, they go everywhere, and I mean everywhere. They've been to unis, they've been to hospitals, they've been to nurseries, they've been to doctor surgeries, friends, family, coffee mornings, beauticians, hairdressers, cafes, pubs, you name it, my borrow bag's been there. It's never home. So I started with one. 6 weeks later I needed two, and I've now got three, possibly going to do another one as well.
Amazing.
I just put them out and orders just come in. It sounds really easy, but that's how it is.
Can I just ask you a question on that? Do
yeah,
you go into the business and say, right, I've got this bag.
Yeah.
Can I leave it with you?
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Because I found like I'm really shy, really shy, and I thought I can't party, I can't stand in front of loads of people because like I would just break down. It wouldn't work. It might now, but it wouldn't have then. So yeah, that I wasn't getting any response from emails or anything like that. So I thought, you know what, you're just going to have to grow up a bit and go and do it. So yeah, I literally walk into places and say, this is what I have, would you like a shot? And they're like, oh yeah. And it's, and then the customers that they come in to their premises then look through it. I put order sheets in, all my contact details and stuff in with it. And yeah, it literally just sells itself. Literally.
Honestly, do you know who you remind me of right now? Joanne Davison, because you sound a bit like Joanne Davison, but also, so Joanne is our SSD. And when she started a lot of years ago, I literally remember her telling us that's what she used to do, walk into businesses, for social media, and she would walk in with it all set up and leave order forms. Exactly that. Honestly, absolutely amazing.
And it's great. You know what? It really is. It's
just a question or two about like, is there anything special you put in your bag that really you found has been like, that works? Like whether, I don't know, like Anne or...
This might sound really silly. When I first started, I didn't make, you know how you get them little wax molds that you do? So I do them because I like it to look lovely and pretty. And loads and loads of people have then went on to ask if I do pick and mix boxes, like for parties. I've also recently just done a wedding where I gave all the favours, go in a little white bag with a simple white ribbon around it. That for me, I think, kind of turns it a wee bit, but in my borrow bag is really simple. I have a mini fan diffuser, a packet of pods in each of them. Then I've got the samples that I make up. I've got a mini warmer and some of the hand cream. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's in it.
So you don't put a whole pack of like samples in there, for example? You just make samples to go up.
Yeah.
Things. I love that because it makes it really simple.
I think, because I think when I first started, it was overcomplicated. I had too much in it. People didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of Scentsy before I started, so I didn't really know what it was, and I really struggled to start with. But then about 3 weeks in, I thought this is just too difficult. I did work some training, and I took it from there. But it's really sad. I don't have a lot in it. I could probably put more in it, but it's working the way it is. So I don't see any.
Do you put a catalogue in there?
Yeah, so there's a catalogue, there's my little welcome flyer that's got my QR code and stuff on it, the Scentsy leaflet, and that's all the paperwork, and a business card, that's all the paperwork that goes in it.
Can you do us a favour, Claire? At some point, would you mind just take a picture of what would say when you
Yeah.
make the business, if you leave it out or whether you leave it as a bag?
Yeah.
Would you take a picture? Because I think there's probably people are like loving this, by the way, in the chat. There's
Yes, they are,
what kind of
definitely.
business do you think works best? You know, like people are saying, I'm plucking up the courage to go into salons. So you're inspiring. You're inspiring. I'm literally now
That
like
literally,
my
yeah.
brain's going, oh my god,
Ding, 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 ding.
I could take this. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
you're well. Thanks for having me.
I think borrow bags are. I know that Laura, we both have party borrow bags. Is like our.
Yeah.
I do a lot of borrow bag to one person. I'll be completely honest. Mine, and I try and get people to share them, but they're a little bit like hesitant. But my borrow bags do always come back with a good size order, I would say.
Yeah.
Taking them into a business.
Yeah.
I've actually weird you've said this because today somebody's messaged me who really old time customer and she's broke her cream diamond warmer shade, and I was like, don't worry, I can replace it for you. And then I was like, oh my god, I know she's got a really good salon in Canvey Island, and I was like, can I put a warmer in your salon and samples? And she was like, you can if you want. She's like, I've never really had orders from it before, but I'm now thinking I might give her a borrow bag instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katrina has literally just taken the words out of my mouth. 2 speakers, super simple.
Yeah.
Super simple. Honestly, keep the business simple. Honestly, and like Emma's just said, you really are an inspiration. I can't wait to see how far you go with your business. Totally wholeheartedly agree.
As well, Claire, do you know what the beauty of what Claire's doing, guys? You remind me of when Claire Larkin started, and I know I've talked about this a lot on trainings, but what you're doing is you're making it so simple that, say, one of those businesses decide to join Scentsy or someone from one of those, look how simple you can say, right, you just need to find a couple more salons, or, you know, they're going to know people in different areas that have got different, you know, businesses that they could take them through. You're making the consultant experience really, really simple. And that is attractive. For me, again, I'm attracted to that. Am I attracted, like Rihanna said, to making up treat bags, £30? No, absolutely not. I am attracted to simplicity. I'll drive around, drop my bag off. It's going to work while I go to work, while I go and, you know, look after my kids or whatever you're doing. I love it. Absolutely.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I'm so sorry. Really nervous, but thank you for that.
Do not apologise. Honestly, you've been phenomenal. Thank you. Right, Lise, do you...
Yeah. Let's see. Una, are you here with us? Or Kate? I don't know who wants to go first. If I know Kate's. Let me just see if Kate wants to go, because I know she's in a hotel.
No, please let me go before Kate.
All right. Una wants to go first.
Right, we're going to add spotlight. I'm just going to let me dog in.
Thanks.
I'll let the dog in. Go on, Una. Away you go, girl. I know you've had a really amazing month, so come on, share with us.
Well, I don't even know where to start now. I've just got nervous.
Your follow-up that you did, because realistically, really brought in nearly £200 worth of orders from you, didn't it? Through just personal messaging. And again, it's simplicity, which is key. So talk to us about that. Talk to us about what you did.
So first off, let me start by saying I don't know what's going on with Facebook, Instagram, Meta, whatever you want to call them, but they're not being very nice to me and they keep suspending my account. So I've learned to reword things rather than posting my shopping link, and just because basically they're saying that I'm trying to entice and it's fake and all that. I don't know, but so I've learned to reword everything.
Things, by the way.
Pardon?
I said she's posting rude things, by the way.
I was not.
No, I know you weren't. I'm just winding you up. I know you can cope with my life.
Yeah, and I thought, right, so not everybody sees everything in your Facebook groups either. So when Laura and Lisa set a challenge last week about selling wax bars on Wax Wednesday, I thought, do you know what? I've been following up with people quite a lot this month. I've changed that around as well. So I'm now following up first thing in the morning, and my girls dance 4 days a week. So I'm sitting in the car for a couple of hours, 4 days a week. So I'm following up. So then I've started doing that more this month. And then when I done the wax special, I'd done what Laura done and I took it down to $5.99. So I had a few people that I've not spoken to before, and I basically just said, look, I've got a special that is too good to miss, £5.99, a wax bar. And some people come back and said, oh, I've got enough wax bars, but can I have a fragrance flower? I sold a clearance warmer, 24 wax bars, and what else did she have? Oh, one lady wanted banana leaf and bamboo wax, but we didn't have it, so I upsold a counter clean. I also managed to sell 2 extra advent calendars. So that in total bought me 240 PRV, and that was only in like 2 hours work, so that wasn't too bad. But now it's giving me an opportunity to follow up with them some more. I've also messaged my lady today and said that, you know, your order's been delivered to a shop. Do you know where it is? And she didn't even know it had been delivered. So, and then she's now just said to me, oh, thanks for doing that. Can you also order me? And I'm like, no, put it on your shopping link. And she says, oh, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, what with the Facebook and everything, but I'm building more and more relationships and I'm liking it. People are getting to know like what I'm like as well as them. I had a customer message me the other day and went, oh my God, I've just booked an Egypt holiday, all because I said it was amazing out there. And then obviously we've been talking as well because her son, she's trying to get a diagnosis for ADHD for her boy, and my boy's got ADHD as well. So we've been talking about that. So it's been really, really good. And so far, I think I'm on 900 and something PRV. I'm about to get paid. I'm paid at lead, so I'm going for Star this month. And I've also had 3 teamies this month. One lady joined out of the blue. I don't even know who she is. I just woke up to an email, your team's growing, and I'm like, oh my God.
Another perk of having a website, right? Another perk of having a website.
Yeah, but the perk as well is being paid at lead. So that's my aim at the minute. I mean, obviously I want to be paid at title at Star, but the main aim is to get my name up there because I've had a good few website orders as well.
Yeah, that's the point, guys. If you are paid at lead consultant, as Una just said, you're more likely, well, you get shown the month after you get paid at lead, you will basically be searchable on the PWS. So, for example, if I then put in who's my nearest consultant in Wickford into the website, anyone that's paid at lead and above will come up on that list. And sometimes, like, you might find that you're the close, say, for example, somebody puts in like London, and the nearest person that's paid at lead is Una, for example, or me or Laura, then you come up as that person, you come up in that list. So you're also being shown in different areas. So it's a really, really, it's a perk of going for lead consultant. If you've never thought about, oh, do I want to be a lead consultant? I don't know if I want a team. You might not want a team, but even by having a team of one, getting paid at title, you're going to get more PWS orders. That's another perk if you're paying for your website. So
yeah, I've also been using my emails as well, and I'm not leaving my personal messages till the end of the month either. I'm doing it at the beginning of the month, so then we're talking through the month. So then when payday does come, they're like, oh yeah, I need to, rather than just leaving it till the end. And
that's a really big thing with customers and making them feel special, isn't it? Because straight away you're now making people feel like, oh, I'm not just an order to somebody. Because there are probably some people, I don't mean this horribly, but we've all been there before where we get to the end of the month and we're like, oh, I'm not active, or I've not got my 500. And then what happens is we message all of our customers.
Panic message.
They're not silly, are they? They know, right? So I love the simplicity of private messaging. Would you give us an example of something you sent, just a message that you maybe messaged somebody? Because I know you've had such great success with it. I would love just to hear one message that you've sent somebody, just as like or what would you normally say if you was following up with me? Let's say.
Oh gosh. Well, you know what I say to you? I go, hi Lisa, how you doing, babe? How's family? What you've been up to? Just general chit chat. I just want to know what they're doing rather than saying, like, sometimes when I'm doing like a little special, I will literally just message everybody and I'll copy and paste, but I'll change the name to them. Rather than just, hey, how you doing? It's hey Margaret or hey Lisa, whatever. But yeah, I always ask how the family is, how the pets are, what they're doing. But I do tend to check them out on Facebook first.
This is you totally just.
I've got a couple of customers that are not even on Facebook; they're on Instagram. So it's a lot of WhatsApping. Yeah, I find.
but what's really important, and what I've just written down here, I've been writing notes from each person, is that you are starting to build real relationships and getting to know that person. And like you said, you started to connect over, you know, your children's ADHD diagnosis. This is why, guys, it's really important to have your social media open, because people buy from people, a bit like Rihanna said earlier. People get to know the person, and they get to know that, you know, like we've said before, we know Lisa Love. How many people? So who did a minute ago they booked holiday because you shared a holiday, or, you know, Ren bought a car because the person was nice. How many people tag Lisa in posts about Diet Coke? How many people tag me in posts about sunrises and sunsets, or Disney, or Sparkle? Like, what I'm saying is, people get to know the person behind the product, and you start to build a real relationship. So if your social media is closed, they're not getting to see you, the person, they're not getting to find you. That's the secondary thing. But when you're actually having these conversations with them throughout the month, you start to, you know, know the real people. And like, I'll follow up with people, and then before we've even talked about Scentsy, they've asked me, they've been like, how's Finley getting on at school? Or, you know, I don't know, like, or like I've spoke to one of my customers today, I know her daughter's been going through some things. So it's about, again, not just posting and running, actually pretending that your social media is gone for a couple of weeks. Would you still have a business? Because Una's has gone, but she's on nearly 1,000 PRV.
Well, luckily enough, my husband is an admin, and we have a spare phone indoors. So if I do get locked, then I can use his, and I go, hi, it's not James, it's me.
That's absolutely fine. But a couple of weeks ago, well, probably about a month ago now, I actually thought I'd been closed out of social media. Like, I put a post up and it just shut my account down, like, instantly. And would I be disappointed if my Facebook got closed? Of course I would, because there's a lot of memories on there. But from a business perspective, I'd be fine, because I've got contacts, I've got emails, I've got WhatsApp, I converse with my customers. It wouldn't worry me. I would start again and I would build another social media account. So if that's not the case, if you thought your Facebook was going to close tomorrow and you wouldn't have a business behind that, that's something that you need to work on and build, like, real relationships away from it.
Exactly what Katrina said. Like, you've literally pivoted with it, Una. Look at the impact it's had on your business, because it's made you work differently, and now you're literally, like, you know, you're flying. So you're having a month and recruiting and building your business at the same time, and amazing PRV. So it just goes to show, guys, that when you start tweaking things slightly, it can make a real massive change. So thank you.
Amazing. Thanks, Una.
Thanks for having me.
Sharing. Thank you for sharing both.
Okay, I'm just right. Melissa Knight, are you there?
Hello.
Hang on, I need to find you. Let me put you on gallery. Give me a wave. There you are. Okay, here we go. Okay, Melissa, my love, thank you so much for doing this. I will hand over to you. So, and take it away.
Thanks for having me. How can I top everything? Everybody's said such great things. So I've been doing the same as like everybody else, so partying. But one thing that I also do is shopping links. So I had this one customer that was addicted, and I said to her, like, just do a party, because she wanted this warmer that's really expensive, and I said, you can have it if you have a party. But she said, I haven't got time for a party, she doesn't want one. So she had a shopping link. She's still got it running at the moment, because she's nearly hitting the next bit to have another half price item and more credit. So that's going really well for her. But obviously she's spreading the word as well. So shopping links always help. I also have obviously the shopping links open for everybody that's having a party, because I've had a few parties last month, this month, and I've got more booked up. And obviously their shopping links then as well. Obviously, if they're not coming to the party, they can just obviously shop on the shopping links. So that's been going really well. I am the creative person. So when you all was talking about if you're not creative, I actually enjoy it. I really, really like being creative. And what I do behind it is I show everything that I do. So if I am doing something, if I've got an order, I will show the orders, I will show me packaging it, I go live an awful lot, because again, I want them to see me. It's not just a post. I want them to get to know me. So my dog is always around, or my children are always around, and it's because they're getting to know me and my family. So if my daughter jumps in and things like that, obviously they all understand, and obviously that's me showing how I do it around them. But so no, with the what was I saying? I'm terrible at losing my train of thought. So with what was I saying?
You said you're really creative and you love
Really
being
creative.
That's it. So when I also show when I package it all up and everything like that, I also then take photos of everything, all of it. I try and create so much FOMO, because that's what I feel like has helped, because people obviously go, oh, I really want that. And I just think if I make it look pretty, people want that, they're missing out. And I think that's what's really helped. And then obviously the whiff boxes did well for me this month, and obviously I was showing all the boxes, and then obviously delivering it. So I try and do a lot of behind the scenes, so to show obviously off how I do it. And then obviously then if they haven't ordered, they might feel like they're missing out. So no, that goes really, really well. What else do I do? So obviously, like my scent of the month, if I went through Tasha Day's training, and even though I enjoyed doing creative, I then extended it and I do my own little creative scent of the month boxes, and I don't spend much on it at all. I literally get a box, I put the wax bar in, bit of tissue paper, and I just put a little extra in, don't spend much at all. And I get the scent of the month, like the subscription, I get the early access the month before. So then obviously I get that little bit cheaper, and then I've got that little bit of extra money to spend, and then they just pay me £6.52. I just enjoy it being creative, but I just really show the FOMO, try and bring FOMO, and just try and everybody loves it. They really enjoy that. And then obviously my whiff boxes are really growing now. I started it and I only was like selling 1 or 2. Now I think it's really starting to really grow. I think it was 8, and then I've also got people messaging now they want next month's, and I think it's because they've seen me with all these boxes and delivering them, and people have obviously then commented saying how much they love it and everything like that. And I think that's also making people also want to join in. I do parties, and obviously I'm getting so much more confident now talking to approaching people and all sorts of stuff like that. But it's yeah, I think that's just the only thing that I haven't said really, that's like what everybody else has said. It's something that I do differently.
That's the beauty of it, Melissa, is that every single person that has spoken tonight has talked about something unique and has talked about something different that they do in their business. And that's absolutely fine. If you are that creative person and that's what you enjoy and that's what works for you, amazing. And this is what we're saying about there isn't one way to be a Scentsy consultant. So honestly, thank you for sharing, because
I will tell you, I love the creative. Like, I love it. And I've always been the person that my team will do this. Like, I'm the tissue paper. I've got little bows and ribbons. But just me at the minute, my brain capacity has just not been there. However, I am getting back there. I did do my birthday bags. They were really cute this month.
they were lovely.
And I was really chuffed with those. But it's like a little bit, isn't it? What you tell yourself you're not good at.
Yeah.
Or tell yourself you can't do. So I think it's about having balance. And I love that you create that FOMO with all your customers, because I think, like you say, I know if I see something wrapped really pretty in a pretty box, I'm more likely to buy it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, because I'm like, I want a treat for myself. Like, this is for me. And when something comes all packaged all pretty with tissue paper and a sticker, I'm like, oh, I don't want to open it, but I do want to open it, but I don't want to open it because it's for me.
And also, like you said about sharing over and over again, it's that herd mentality, isn't it? It's like people see something. I'm going to reference the fleece, Lisa, because I still haven't bought it, but you know I'm going to. We went to Belfast on a trip, and there was this particular brand of Irish gym wear that's fleece, and everyone bought not the Primark one. It's called Gym and Coffee. But now Lisa's bought it, and I've seen it on my Instagram, and it keeps coming up again and again and again and again in my ads. You know I'm going to buy the fleece. But what I'm saying is, when people do see things over and over and over and over again, they want it because they're like, hang on, I need that in my life. So yeah, absolutely.
Also,
The only thing I don't do is I do not do creative wax. I am currently slicing. I have not
I'm a slicer.
done it pretty. I am a slicer. So even though I say I'm creative, I do slice wax, and I'm not going through all
There's
that.
nothing wrong with
No.
that.
And again, everybody does what works for them. We never, if ever we're sharing things, we're not saying one way's right and one way's wrong. We're sharing ideas, and you have to do what works for you. So amazing. Thank you, Melissa.
That is the takeaway, I think, guys, is even though there's loads of ideas, you make it work for you. And
yeah.
I'm definite, I will never be one of these people that I will say, look, I don't like this because for me, however, if you want it to work for you, you run with it. If you can go and sell 100 whiff boxes, or whatever, however it works, you know, like whatever it is, treat bags, whatever, you just make it work for you. And that's the most important. That's why we love Scentsy so much. There's not one thing.
Before we move on, Nicola had to go, but she's just left her tip in the comments. So let me read that out before it goes out of my brain. So she's put, unfortunately, I need to go. I know I was going to talk, but I was going to say how I had a party this month, my first one, and I can't believe how successful and how quick the PRV was. I loved it and got into it after feeling very nervous, but I can't wait to book another. Also, I'm a hairdresser and I work in a salon, and if you can drop a borrow bag at a salon, I definitely would. All my customers literally sit and smell my pots while their colour is taken and read the brochure I leave on my section when I'm doing their hair. I also have a hand cream in my section with a use me sticker, and everyone loves it. I've definitely had orders through doing this.
I'll just quickly add to that because Nicola is my teammate.
Yeah.
One, if anybody's thinking about doing events, I went to an event that was a total flop. Other than I met Nicola there, and she is now my teammate, and she is brilliant. And also, honestly, when I first spoke to Nicola about doing a party, she was like, I will eat my arm before I do that. Like, she was, honestly, I can't put into words how nervous she was about doing a party. And I said, just please do it, because you'll text me afterwards and say they're amazing. And she did. She was like, I cannot believe how much PRV you can get in a few hours. It was great fun. So honestly, do try parties. If it's been nervous that's stopping you, just give it a go.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, love.
Okay, Katie Lawley, I know you are in a hotel in Manchester. This is commitment, by the way. When I messaged her earlier, she was like, please let me go second half because I will be eating my food at 8. But she's in a hotel on a work, like she's on like a training thing, a leadership training, I believe, as well.
Right, let me find her. Hang on.
Just a wave, Kate.
Gallery.
Just waving.
There you are. I've got you.
Got me. And I'm not in a comfy hoodie. I still need to get changed. I literally walked in the door and I'm here. So I'm in my work dress. So apologies. I don't always sit like this in a dress. Obviously everyone said amazing things. I just wanted to come on and really just say how important it is to listen and try and take on board what everyone says on this. And like one of the examples of how I've managed to sort of build my PRV up quite a lot is a few months ago when Katrina came on and spoke about her Whiffbox sort of subscription, her Whiffbox club. I had never, I'm not going to lie, I've only sold before that one Whiffbox in the whole sort of 2.5 years that I've been doing it. I just didn't promote it and I just didn't get it. But after Katrina gave the idea around the Whiffbox Club, I thought, you know what, for £34.20, I can definitely push this and promote it. And I'd never even heard or knew that I could do that. So from that point, I've obviously been building that up, and I've now got a consistent customer group that do Whiffbox clubs. So this month I sold 15 Whiffboxes. 12 of them are on my Whiffbox subscription. So thanks, Katrina, for all of your advice and guidance. But my bit is listen to what everyone says on here, because there is a reason why they're coming on and talking to you, is because these are real people who are doing real things for their business and it's working for them. And even if something doesn't work for you, there will be something that you take that will suddenly just be like, whoa, so I now get Whiffboxes as well. I love them as much. Then I can do lives and I'm doing all this sort of stuff, whereas before it was just something I was not even, I just thought no one was going to spend £42 on a box. But actually what I've worked out is they will. It's just how I was promoting it. So yeah, come on and listen to all of the advice and tips. And the other thing as well is people might be, you might have feel like you're over posting on your like local pages, but I'm not going to lie, people must be sick of seeing my face because I am always posting, and I will use artificial intelligence to write my post for me and make it really interesting. So please use AI because it is really good. And the one thing that I think has been really like dragging people in is the pet friendly, the child friendly. So I've been homing in on that kind of stuff, is put your flames away, like let's do something safe and stuff. So I've been homing in on that, and like things like, you know, why would you want a smelly house and things like that. So anyway, I'll post that in quite a lot of pages quite a lot of times, and I will get sort of, I don't get loads of uptake, but even the 2 or 3 I get, what I always do is I personally message every single person that joins my Facebook page every single time. And from that, I get loads of new customers. I get borrow bags out for it. I get people that have lost consultants, they've now found someone. I've got my new teamie Millie, who was a consultant, now she's reinstated and now she's smashing it. So like, you'll never know really who's seeing it. And if you don't message that person first and just introduce yourself and say, hi, thanks for joining my, I just literally say, hi, thanks for joining my Scentsy page, I'm Katie, have you ever had Scentsy before? That is literally it. And I'm not going into, oh, this is it, and sending them like 5,000 paragraphs of what Scentsy is. I just ask them that simple, and they always come back to me and say, hi, no, I haven't yet. And the yet, I'm like, okay, right, hook on to that. Or they'll say, yeah, my consultant hasn't done it, or I've been through 5 different consultants. Then I'll do like a bit of a reassurance thing as well and say, well, don't you worry, I'm here to stay, so you can stick with me. And I think they quite like that element of it, is like that, the consistency of things like that. Those of you who have a team, when you have a team that is working and they inspire me every single day. Like I literally, like Rihanna, obviously you heard from her earlier. She's my cousin, she's my teamie. I've got some amazing teamies, Mel, Rihanna. They're Lorraine, I know she's on the call. They are amazing and they inspire me all the time. And if there's anything that's going to keep you going, it made me think about growing your business and having a teamie, because I didn't think that I was really that interested, but the more you get, the more they inspire you. And we've got such an amazing community, and I've only got a small team, but boy, do they work hard, and we work hard for each other. So that was kind of what I wanted to say, is even if you're nervous about growing a team, it's worth pushing yourself out there, because I've made some really amazing connections with people. And then the other thing I was going to say is, Sarah Eldridge, she kind of made me do this yesterday, but I posted the gingerbread man like 4 times on my page, £15, and I think I've sold 1. And then she was like, just go for it, post this one that was there yesterday about this Christmas bag's £15. Within 40 minutes I sold 10. And I posted that gingerbread man like 4 times on my page, and no one even was interested. And I thought, why is no one buying the gingerbread man? He's really cute and he's £15. But suddenly when I put £15 Christmas bags, it's just, the point I'm making there is people see things differently if you put them in their face in a different way. So you don't kind of always repeat the same thing you've always done. There might be, even if by changing it up a little bit, you might get completely different response and reaction. Like that 40 minutes, I was dancing around the house and going, oh my god, I sold 10 gingerbread men, and I wasn't even planning on doing it. So thank you, Sarah, you gave me some inspo there. And then the last thing I was just going to say is just a little bit of a plea, really, is obviously you heard from Rihanna earlier. I'll try not to get too emotional, but she's got terminal illness at the minute, which is really sad, and she's my family. But I'm doing a half marathon in 6 weeks for her. So if anyone could donate, that would be amazing, because cancer research has sorry, I didn't mean to get upset. Cancer research has been so supportive for her, and she's amazing. You see the stuff, she's still pushing through it, even with her terminal illness. And I think if anyone's an inspiration, it's her. So any donations that will push me over the line to do my half marathon would be amazing. That was my final plea.
Put the links in our group, Kate, and
we put the links, everywhere.
We'll jump on those for you. And Rihanna is doing amazing things, and you have a very incredible cousin. And I know with the support that you've given her has been second to none. So I know that, and I know we talk about it a lot. So can I just add as well, on where you were just talking then, Katie, about like advertising things in different ways. You said that twice without realizing that you said it, because you said about the whiff boxes and about your gingerbread man. That is like a real, like, big light bulb moment there, guys. If you are not, I know that sometimes we can get so caught up with, I've advertised that, no one wants it, I'm not doing that no more, and I'm not doing this, it's too hard. And look, Kate just literally hit on that twice, and I was like, boom, light bulb moment. So honestly, as always, you always bring the fire, my girl. I'm always excited to hear you speak. I really am. But yes, please share the link with us, and we would love to.
Sorry for being a crybaby. I didn't mean. I
No,
wasn't
do not. Do you know what?
Never
Do
apologise.
actually, because I
You
think
delete that bit off your call.
no, honestly, it's really important that you shared that, because actually, I did know that. But obviously, when Rihanna was talking, it wasn't, it wasn't our place to say. But I think it's a really important message that you shared, is that actually she is dealing with all that, and none of you knew that at the beginning. And look how inspired you all were by her, and she has a terminal illness, and is still working her business like that. So actually, like, that is massive. She's massively inspiring, or without that, but obviously to add that on top. So honestly, it's really important that you shared, and absolutely share the link everywhere. We'll all share it.
There's absolutely no excuses with that lady as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, she shows up to trainings. Like, I only asked her today whether she wanted to come and talk, and she was like, "Yep, okay."
I'm there.
And I think she was probably having treatment whilst she said yes. So, like, I am always like massively.
100%.
So, yes, and everything that Katie is doing with her team, guys, she is like a stone's throw away from promoting superstar consultant, even though she messaged me this week and was like, I don't think it's gonna happen. And I was like, hello, seen how close you are. So we gave we looked at numbers and had a little readjustment, and actually
she's bringing home the bacon, Kate.
It's happening, isn't it, girl? It is happening.
I just explained earlier on, Kate sent me a podcast or an audio book to listen to, and she was like, I think you'll really like this, you need to listen to it. And I was like, oh, thank you, I really appreciate that. I said, I hear you doing amazing things, Lisa's been filling me in. And I put cheering you on, and I put some emojis, and I'd put a bacon emoji obviously early in the day, and I said, I'm really sorry to send you bacon. And she's like, oh, I thought you meant I'm bringing home the bacon. And I was like, oh no, I didn't mean but yes, you're bringing home the bacon.
She's gonna bring it home. And honestly, like, Katie is a real advocate as well. We talked before you came on the call, Katie, we talked about World Tour, and I know how much it changed your business. I know when you talked about our event about how much it changed your business. And I also, Katie probably doesn't know this, or I have sort of told her, but not in so many words. I had a real slump this year, not in how I felt about my Scentsy business. And Katie rolled up to me as my frontline teamie, and honestly, the fire that she has put in my belly, Laura will be able to tell you this, because of how she works. And I've got lots of teamies like that, but I think I'd forgotten that feeling a little bit. Literally, I can't explain it. I just love work. I love working with her. I literally asked her very briefly, do you fancy talking? She was like, she asked me a few questions. I thought, oh, she might say no. And the next thing I get is a list that she's written down right here. These are the things I'm going to say. And I'm like, oh my God.
But also that totally like slots in with what Katie said about when you get a team and then you start to have those connections and you buzz off people. Oh my God, it's just wonderful. It's a bit like, when Lisa joined, obviously I've been a consultant for a while. I wasn't a leader. I didn't know what I was doing. So we totally learned leadership together and like grew through the business together. So exactly like Lisa just said, from that fire she gets from Kate, as Kate gets from her team, don't be scared to sponsor. Honestly, do not be scared to sponsor. I'm just going to reference it as well. Katrina McLean, she rolled up to me as soon as we started to build that connection when she was pushing for promotions as well. Like, it's an amazing feeling, guys, honestly. So do not be scared to sponsor.
Can I just say about World Tour as well? Don't be afraid to go and speak to different people, because when I went this year, I didn't speak to anybody. And then I messaged Lisa the next day. And then from then, my business has been going. That's probably one of my biggest regrets, is not to just put myself out there and just say hi. So if anyone does see me at World Tour, please come and say hi, because I'm actually going now. I've postponed I've cancelled a day's hen do to go because all my team wanted to go. So we're all going together. So if you are going to be there, we will be there at Reading. So please come and say hi. Because
it's not happening this year. There isn't going to be anyone going under the radar, because when we got in the car and Katie said she was there, I was like, I know that I gave her her pack at the end. I know I had a conversation with you very briefly, but it wasn't like I'm part of Scent Squad, because it would have been a completely different experience for you. And I was like, I was kicking myself driving home. I was really angry with myself, and I was like, because one of my things is always trying to make sure that I at least give everybody a little bit of my time, which I know is difficult when your team grows.
That's right, you make up for it now.
I know.
Oh, thank you so much, Kate.
No, thank you for sharing. Honestly, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to share your promotion with you as well.
Yes, yes.
No pressure.
Okay, Jenny, are you here? Let me remove spotlight, and Jenny, give me a wave. Hang on. Are you there? Sorry, my love. Sorry. Right. If you could unmute yourself, ask to unmute, and add spotlight. Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
God,
Thank
right.
you so much for doing this, my love.
That's all right. I'm not gonna lie, and I know I'm gonna get told off for saying this, but I feel completely inadequate after hearing everybody else's
No,
stories.
not at all.
I've made so many notes from hearing everybody speaking tonight. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm new, really, ish. I only joined in mid-August, having turned Katrina down, I don't even know how many times. And I've been using Scentsy for years as well. And Katrina was my second consultant after my first one gave it up. So I think I'm sort of still building and still learning a lot. And I've got loads more to learn. But I think what I'm doing is pushing myself out of my comfort zone a lot. I'm taking up the challenges. I'm doing the lives. That's something I can't stand my voice. I can't stand my voice on video. I don't even like having my photo
Love it.
taken. I'm really awkward at things like that. I'm comfortable enough speaking. That doesn't bother me. It's like, and of the first live I did, I picked up my camera. I was like, and that's it. It's done. And I did it. But I know I'm getting, excuse me, getting more confident at that. I've taken up the reels. I've been having a go at a couple of reels, doing a bit of the behind the scenes. Just really trying to get the word out there. And at the weekend, I did something that it took me a bit of courage. It took me a lot of courage. I've made up some samples. I went shopping. I went to Morrison's, and I was like, right, I'm going to go take these samples. I'm going to hand them out in Morrison's. And I walked past the same woman about 5 times before I even dared just say, oh, could I just give you this free sample, please? And I ended up talking to her for about 15 minutes about Scentsy. She already uses Scentsy, so she was like, oh, I'll look you up. I've not heard anything yet, but you never know.
You never know.
And then you never know, no. And then I handed out, I think I did 6, gave out 6 samples just with my little card, my little business card, a sample of wax, just in Morrison's, which I was like, yeah, I walked past her. I was like, I'm going to ask, no, I'm not. I'm going to ask it, no, I'm not. And did that a lot. But I'm just pushing out of my comfort zone a lot, and I am just talking about Scentsy to everybody. I work in a multidisciplinary office, so I have a warmer on in my office. I have a bag of whiff pots in the office that people just come and sort of stand and chat to me and smell. I've had a warmer in the reception area. The girls in the reception, the admin team, have been warming and trying all different samples. Not got an order from it yet, but all my team have ordered from me.
Yes.
And it's a yes, because I know that I will. And I think if I could have left them there a warmer permanently, and I purposefully took it away, I was like, no, if you want any more, you're going to have to buy one. And I think they will. I think they'll get one. It's sort of a team one, and a couple of them will get other bits. But yeah, I think most of what I'm doing is just talking at the moment and trying to build a bit of a customer base. I've asked people about parties. I've had ones that say, oh yeah, I'm having a procedure and I'll get over that, and then I might book that in. That's a good idea. I've not got any booked in yet. I've not had any even suggestions. I'm struggling to even get my borrow bag out to people. It has gone out a few times. I've got 2. I ended up with 2 sets of whiff pots, and I've got loads of mini warmers kicking around the house of my own anyway, so I just sort of put them in. And I do keep trying to get it out to people and saying, oh, take it. And some people do take it, and then it just comes back with nothing. People have taken it and I've had orders. I'm trying, I'm working, I'm following tips and advice and Katrina's been amazing. Everybody's amazing. The amount of support, I think that's one of the things I'm loving the most about this journey, is just the amount of support from people, from everybody. Katrina just always answers my messages. I'm like, quick message off to Katrina, and I always get one back, and she's really supportive. She's been fantastic. But yeah, my next goal is to get a teamie.
It's coming.
I have asked somebody, but she was like, "Oh, just certainly if I've got time." She's a nurse and she bakes as well. She's got a little baking business on the side. So at the moment, she's thinking she doesn't have time. She's also my best customer. But
Best
yeah,
one. Best one.
yeah. And I keep saying, you spend that much. She's a bit like me. She sort of spends that much on it. It'd make more sense for her to be a consultant.
Yeah. I love it. Jenny, you're really inspiring for a brand new consultant. Really inspiring. I don't think you realise, because do you know what? You're really coachable. And I think that's a really important thing when you join, and especially if anyone's new on here, like you can be shared all these different ideas, and being coachable to step out. I know that you've been coachable to step out your comfort zone. I see a reel that you did because I went and liked it, and actually
you did, yeah.
And I know it sounds, and I know that they're not always easy things that you're being asked to do, or maybe being even just, as you say, going up and speaking to people in Morrison's. Like, hats off to you. Like,
amazing.
It will all come into fruition in the end. I know it feels like a lot at the minute, but you will find something a bit like, was it Claire? Claire did with her Borough bag. You will find something that becomes something like Georgie talked about on her training before, your zone of genius, that will just be like, that's where my PRV comes from.
And also,
sorry, Laura, how many people on here work in an office, work in an environment, and haven't taken their smells to work yet? Because I guarantee there are some people that are like, oh, mine have never been to work. And I know there are some people that are like, I recruit all the people I work with, Claire Larkin. But I also know that there are a lot of people on here that probably have never done that before because they've not got the confidence to do that. And you've done that from the off, and I love that.
Totally. Yeah, don't apologize. I love it when we all just want to just share. But what I was going to say was, Katrina's just added in the chat as well that you're always hitting leadership PRV. So you're hitting 500 PRV without a teamie. So that's a really good habit to get into, because if you're doing that already, when you do get a teamie and your team does start to grow, because there are people sometimes that do grow a team and then they don't put in the leadership PRV. If you build them habits from the beginning, then when you do have a teammate, you're already hitting it. So like, honestly, golden. And if I'm honest, that is why I wanted to ask you, and like super grateful for you coming on, because it's really important to hear from people from all levels, and you are still relatively new, but you're trying things, and that's the biggest thing. What's the thing? Like, don't be scared, don't be afraid to fail, be afraid to not try. If you don't try things in life, you're never going to learn. Like, literally, like, we can take it back to that childhood. If when we learn to walk, if you don't try and fall down and keep getting back up, then you're never ever going to do it. So honestly, just absolutely amazing. And Anna's just put in the chat, one of my teamies joined just to buy her own products, but after 4 months she decided that she'd like to try selling, to keep on working on her.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you.
Well, you're an example. How many times you said no to Katrina, right? So
lots.
All the people you ask, you might have to ask them that amount of times, and eventually they'll be like, oh, for God's sake, I'll just sign up.
I was never.
That's what I did. I was like, oh, go on then, I'll just give it a go. What have I got to lose?
Honestly, that was me. I know that wasn't later on. Literally was a ping in my inbox. She was like, bing, but I'd been with another network marketing company. I thought I was done. My sponsor must have asked me 100 times. And I was like, no, not for me. No, thank you. I'll just buy it. And then I joined with absolutely no intention to build a team. And here we are. So what he's like, exactly, like people's circumstances change, things do change. So definitely, yes, exactly, Claire. It's a no for now.
Exactly that. Exactly. Is that I think that's everyone I asked, Laura. I don't know.
That is me. That is my list ticked.
I just want to. I have been. So I like the calls like this, and this is what we will try and do. These like this. Can you just tell us in the chat? I mean, I'm sure you prefer calls like this than me and Laura are talking 5 minutes. But I found tonight, like, I literally feel like I've got a list of things. I'm buzzing.
Me too.
Go and work tonight. I'm gonna get that feeling that you lot get when you go, I can't sleep after that training, because now my brain is like, I want to go and do all the things. I feel like that tonight, and we're really, really thankful for all of you that have been brave enough to come and talk, because we know it's not a little thing, speaking in front of 35, 40 people, like of your peers. It's been amazing, really has been amazing.
And I hope, and yeah, I totally literally echo everything Lisa said there. As I was listening, I was like, oh my God, I'm literally like so inspired. I want to go and do all the things. But I hope, I've been making some notes as we've gone through. I hope you've all taken away tonight that, you know, it's not one of these people tonight that said, oh, I grew my business just by posting a flyer on Facebook. Like that was the biggest thing, you know. It's about building conversations. It's about building real relationships. It's about simplicity. It's about getting your borrow bag out there. It's about actually taking the action and doing the things. And everyone was different. Everyone shared different ideas. So yeah, just a massive, massive thank you to everybody.
We had no idea either that they were all going to share such different ideas. We knew what a few people have been doing, but not really. We didn't really know
not to that level.
No.
Not to that level. And yeah, honestly, amazing. I'm almost a little bit like lost for words, almost as in like, why am I not doing all this stuff? I am obviously doing some of it, but like, again, there is no, like, you're never done. Like, you're never done. You're never like, oh, well, I'm the perfect consultant who's got nothing else to try. Like, you're never done. And it's why it's so important to get on these things. My team has just messaged and she said she's just put through an order of £116. Woo! Amazing. Amazing.
Do you know what? The other thing really to just home in on as well, guys, is that everybody that spoke tonight has been smashing their PRV. And because of that, it means that they're servicing a lot of customers. And because they're servicing a lot of customers, they're able then to probably have the joint conversations and their teams are growing. And it's one of the things, or will grow. And that's one of the things that, you know, for those of you that are struggling to get active or struggling with your customer base that you've got, you know, take some of these things on board that have been done tonight, because there was ways to find new customers. There was ways to your customer base. There was ways to service and give customer service to the current customer base that you've got and build relationships with the current customer base you've got. Honestly, I feel like we have ticked. I feel like it's like a mini training day, really. There was so many great ideas that were shared tonight, but there should be something that everybody can take away and implement. And I would say, don't try and implement everything. Just start with one thing that you think, actually, that could be, I'm comfortable doing that, or it's going to push me out of my comfort zone, but it could be a game changer for what my business needs. And if you apply that, as you say, that will, it will increase your PRV. And don't just try it once. Be prepared to do some of these things and know that you might fail a little bit. It's going to happen.
And that's and if you have successes from anything that you've learned tonight, like share it in your team group, share it in Scent Squad, share it in Glitter Sparkle, so you can like tell the people that they've helped you, you know, like share your successes, because other people that I will obviously share the recording of this, but you know, not everybody might watch it. So then if somebody else sees you sharing, that might inspire them, and etc. etc. So honestly, absolutely amazing. But it is 9:30, guys. We're sorry to have got. Well, do you know what? I'm actually not sorry, because I hope you're all just going to go away and want to like smash your businesses. So
if someone has inspired you tonight, for example, I've been inspired by everybody.
Oh,
but
everyone.
if someone has inspired you, please do message them. Maybe drop them a little message on Messenger and let them know that something has, you know, clocked with you, or, you know, light bulb moment, you had an aha moment. Tell them, because I tell you, that's a game changer as well in this business. It's a confidence booster for everybody.
Have 10 here in Spain. Emma's on holiday watching. Love it. Love it.
Right.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will download this recording. I'll try and do it tonight if it does it in time. If not, I will share it in the morning. But yeah, just lots of love. Let's keep this momentum going. We can't wait to see you all continuing to grow and step up your comfort zones and promote and all the things. All the things.
Don't forget to give Kate a little sponsor, girls, if you've got anything.
Oh, and yes. Yeah, definitely. We'll share the links in both groups. So thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Have a
nice evening.
Bye. Bye.